Hello students. So it's now we'll discuss about principle and extraction of metals. Okay, general principle and isolation of elements. Okay, general principle and isolation of elements. ठीक. So within this chapter we'll discuss the extraction of metal, or you can say extraction of metals. Okay, so metals are extracted generally from chemically occurring substances that is obtained from your earth. Okay, and these are nothing but your rocks. You have to collect rocks. Okay, so first there is a term you should know. First one I need to define over here: mineral. Okay, this mineral, what do you mean by mineral? These are the naturally occurring rocks in which metal atom or metal is present either in native or free state. Native means free state. Okay, or in combined state, either in native state or combined state is called or are called minerals. Okay, the naturally occurring rocks in which generally metal atom is present either in combined state or in free or native state, that is called your mineral. Mineral means these are the chemically substances generally present in rocks, okay, which you are collecting from earth crust. Okay, and this process, the process of getting these minerals, that is called mining. Okay, that process is called mining. Okay, so first you have to collect these minerals. Okay, next the term is that is ore. Okay, ore means the mineral from which metal is extracted. The mineral from which the metal is extracted, that is called ore. Okay, so I can define ore over here: the mineral from which metal is extracted more conveniently and economically. Okay, economically is called ore. Okay, so you can conclude it over here that all ores are minerals. All ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. All ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. Because you know, since minerals you are collecting from earth crust, so it may contains lots of earthy impurities. Okay, whereas the extent of metal is present in less amount. Okay, but there are lots of minerals which contains the amount of metal atom maximum. Okay, that means the concentration of metal, the extent of metal is found to be maximum in case of some minerals, and we have to extract the metal atom from this concentrated metal containing minerals. That's why such minerals are known as ores, because from these minerals we can extract ore, we can extract metal more conveniently and economically. Okay, so this is the definition of ore and minerals. Okay, let us providing some examples of ores. Okay, so examples of ore, you can say your iron is extracted from hematite, magnetite. Okay, iron is extracted from your hematite Fe2O3, or you can say another ore of iron, magnetite Fe3O4. Copper is extracted from copper pyrites. Okay, copper pyrites, that is CuFeS2. ठीक, and your aluminum is extracted from bauxite ore, bauxite 2O3. This one is bauxite ore. Okay, next siderite, one of the ore of carbon, iron FeCO3. Aluminum is extracted from bauxite and also cryolite Na3Al(F6). Here also you can extract your aluminum, so that is your one of the ore of aluminum, from which aluminum can be extracted. Okay, this is your cryolite. Okay, so these are few examples of your ores from which metal can be more conveniently and economically can be extracted. Okay, let us proceed through the metallurgical process. Okay, so first we should know what do you mean by metallurgy. Metallurgy. Okay, so metallurgy means it is the systematic process, followed for the extraction of metal, from its ore is called metallurgy. That is called metallurgy. Okay, so metallurgy basically involves some steps. In the first step 1, that is concentration. Step 2, that is your getting, after this concentration format, the next step that is to be followed. So after concentration, next step, that is conversion of ore into its metal oxide. Okay, next step 3, that is reduction of metal oxide, and the last step, that is purification of metal. So these 4 steps are collectively called as your metallurgy. Okay, so during metallurgy, during the extraction of metal from its ore, you have to follow all these processes. Okay, so let us discuss each step one by one. Okay, clear? Got it? So first one, that is concentration. Okay, so before concentration, what you should do? First you collect the rocks and earthy materials from the source, earth source. Okay, that procedure is known as mining. Okay, mining. So after mining, what you will do? You just put these rocks or earthy substances that you have collected, you just put into through a jaw crusher in order to make it small pieces. Okay, small pieces, that is called pulverization. Okay, so after this you get some pieces of minerals or rocks, then you have to put it into ball mill. Okay, so in ball mill you have to convert that into powder form. Okay, into powder form, powdered ore you can say, that is called powdered ore. Okay, so the getting this powdered ore by use of ball mill or jaw crusher, that is called pulverization. Pulverization. So you have to first proceed through pulverization. Okay, so after pulverization you have to concentrate the ore, because within this, right now within this powdered ore, lots of earthy impurities are there, like silica, okay, soil, sand, all these earthy impurities are there. Such earthy impurities are known as gangue or matrix. Okay, the earthy impurities present in ore are called gangue or matrix. Gangue or matrix. Okay, so this gangue or matrix, this is nothing but your soil, and this is sand, okay, silica, SiO2, etc. All these impurities are known as gangue or matrix. So concentration means So concentration means you have to remove these gangue particles from ore. Okay, the separation of gangue particles from ore is known as your concentration. That is known as concentration. Okay, you have to separate these gangue particles from powder. In the powdered ore, you have to separate these gangue particles. Okay, so let us discuss how you separate these gangue particles. Okay, so this concentration can be done. Okay, concentration it can be done by gravity separation. Next one, that is by hydraulic wash. Next, that is by froth flotation, very important, by froth flotation, and the last one, that is by leaching. These are the different procedures through which we can concentrate the ore, through which we can remove maximum gangue particles from the ore. Not all, maximum gangue particles are removed through this concentration process. Okay, so here first one is gravity separation. Gravity separation particularly based upon the specific gravity, the difference in specific gravity. This one particularly due to the difference in specific gravity of ore and gangue particles. Okay, so how you do gravity separation? Basically, this is done through Wilfy table. There is a table called Wilfy table. Okay, so it is constructed like this. Suppose a slab is like this and various stopping potentials are there like this. Okay, then what you will do, you just put water over here and water just flows down over this this slab. Okay, and what you will do, you just put these powdered ores over here. These are powdered ore particles. Okay, so what happens, since the gangue particles are light particles, lighter than ores are heavy particles, so these gangue particles flows over the surface of water downward. Okay, and since the ore particles are a little bit of heavier than compared to gangue particles, they can stick over here, here again, here, 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 here. These are ore particles. Okay, these are ore particles. So right now, before it contains gangue particles, but right now maximum amount of gangue particles, since these are lighter than your ore particles, powdered ore, lighter than powdered ore, that's why they flows over with the water. Okay, to here, these are the gangue particles collected over here. These are gangue particles collected over here, maximum gangue particles. So the ores are heavier little bit, so they can collected over here, and you can now get the concentrated ore. This is called your gravity separation method. Okay, next, that is hydraulic wash. Hydraulic wash also same funda. Again, it is also due to specific gravity difference. Okay, the weighting different between your gangue particle and ore particle. Okay, so what you will do over here, you just take an instrument like this. Okay, take an instrument like this, and what you will do, you just connect over here. These are powdered ore particles, and you supply water from here. Okay, so now what happens, through this pipe, what you will do, then what you will do, you just enter the powdered ore through this to this container, and here you just supply water through this pipe with some current. Okay, forcibly you just enter water here from this side, and this side you can put your powdered ore. Okay, so what will happen here, that just after the supply of water through this pipe, what happens, since I have told you the gangue particles are lighter particles, so they can be released. Suppose there is a opening like this. Okay, so here you have entered the powdered ores, and due to the supply of water forcibly through this pipe, then what happens, in the gangue particles which are available in the powdered ore go to over, and it flows through this. Here you can collect your gangue particles. Since ore particles are heavier than gangue particles, they are collected at the bottom of this container. Okay, these are ore particles. So this is called your hydraulic wash. Okay, so now we will proceed. Another concentration method is there, I have not written over here, that is your magnetic separation. If the ore is magnetic in nature, if it is attracted, the particles of ore are attracted by the magnet, that is called magnetic separation. You just see, that is called magnetic separation. So magnetic separation, its setup is something like this. There are two wheels like this. Okay, one is electromagnetic in nature, this wheel, is electromagnetic in nature, electromagnetic wheel, and this one is non-magnetic. Okay, non-magnetic, and both the wheels are connected through a moving belt. Okay, this one is a moving belt. Okay, so within this moving belt, what you will do, you just again put your powdered ore over here, then the ore particles proceed moving over this belt, and here just do a chamber like this. Okay, so if the ore particles is magnetic in nature, suppose you are extracting iron from hematite. You know, in hematite or iron is there, and iron particles are attracted by the magnets. Particularly magnetic ores can be separated through this magnetic separation method. Okay, so these ore particles coming like this, coming, if the ore is magnetic in nature, then it is attracted by this magnet and they will be collected over here. These are the magnetic ore particles, magnetic ore particles, and here will be your gangue particles collected. Gangue particles, because these particles are not attracted, gangue particles fall over here, but magnetic particles fall over here. So here this is concentrated powdered ore and these are gangue particles. Maximum amount of gangue can be separated through this method. Okay, so that is called your magnetic separation. Next we will discuss your froth flotation method. Very important, that is froth flotation method. So you see, froth flotation method, generally sulfides ores are in this method. Generally sulfide ores are extracted. Sulfide ores are extracted. For example, for the lead, you can get an PbS, iron sulfide FeS. If you extract iron from FeS, okay. ZnS, zinc blend, ZnS. Okay, so for the extraction of sulfide ores, you have to follow this froth flotation process. Okay, in the extraction of zinc from ZnS, the concentration is done by this froth flotation process. Okay, so very important, what is froth flotation process you just see. You have to consider, suppose this one is a container, this one is a container. Okay, so what you will do, within this container you just take what? Just take water, it's here, water plus pine oil, okay, plus ethyl xanthate along with some cresol, or you can take aniline. I will tell you what is the function of all these things. Okay, so inside water, what you have to, water inside this container, but you have to take these mixtures, water plus pine oil plus ethyl xanthate and cresol and aniline. Okay, so the role of pine oil, it acts as frothing agent. Frothing agent, it creates foams over the solution. Okay, and ethyl xanthate, this one, as your collector, it will collect the foams. Okay, cresol and aniline, these are used as stabilizer, okay, to maintain the froth over the solution. Okay, so here within this mixture, what you have to do, you just put your powdered ore, this one is powdered ore particle, you just add over here, and there is a connector like this. Within this, suppose it is not like that, you can do like this, you can do like this, here. Okay, here you just enter air with high pressure, so that it can agitate the mixture. Okay, whatever that is water, pine oil, xanthate, cresol, it can, by supplying air forcibly through these porous partitions, okay, what it will do, it will agitate the mixture taken inside the container. Okay, so as a result, you just add over here powdered ore. Okay, so as a result, what happens here, gangue particles are insoluble in this solution, so they stick at the bottom, and these ore particles are coated with oil. Since you have added this pine oil as your frothing agent, so these ore particles are covered through the layer of oil layer. Okay, oil layer, and by applying the air over here, so there will be collection of a froth over the surface in the form of foam. Okay, so here these ore particles are oil soluble. Ore particles are, the surface of ore particles are covered with oil, and they can stick at the upper level. Okay, so here the foams are get collected like this, where these foams contains your ore particles, and here gangue particles remain as such, and they can overflow like this. Okay, again you have to collect through a container. These are concentrated ore through which, and this process is known as your froth flotation process. In this process you have to consider water, pine oil, ethyl xanthate, all these reagents you have to take. Okay, so ores in the form of a froth, in the forms of foam, come over the surface and flows down here. Okay, and gangue particles are insoluble, they can stick at the bottom. These are your gangue particles. Gangue particles. Generally, sulfide ores can be concentrated through this froth flotation process. Clear? Very good. Now, the last method of concentration, that is your leaching. Leaching means it is the chemical separation of gangue particles by dissolving the powdered ore with suitable chemical reagents. And you know, these ore particles are soluble with that chemical reagent, and gangue particles being insoluble, they remain as such. Okay, so during the extraction of aluminum, I am saying, okay, what you will do, the chemical separation of your gangue particles, okay, by this leaching. Leaching means the separation of impurities, from ore by treating with a suitable chemical reagent, is called leaching. Okay, so generally I am saying, whenever you extract aluminum from bauxite, what you will do, you have to take the chemical reagent, that is your sodium hydroxide. So as a result, this ore is soluble in sodium hydroxide, while the impurities remain insoluble. Okay, in this way you can separate impurities. Okay, so that is bauxite, let's say Al2O3 2H2O, you will treat this with chemical reagent, that is 2NaOH in water medium, so it will form sodium aluminate. Okay, that is called your sodium aluminate. Okay, soluble, this one is soluble sodium aluminate. So this process is called leaching. Okay, so these are the different methods of your concentration. You can follow like this. For sulfide ore, very important, you have to concentrate the powdered ore through your froth flotation process. Okay, next metallurgical step, that is conversion of step 2. Okay, step 2, that is conversion of ore into its metal oxide. So there are also few processes through which you can achieve metal oxide from its ore. Okay, so first one, that is your calcination. Calcination means heating the ore in presence of insufficient air, or you can say limited extent of oxygen. You have to heat the ore to get its oxide. For example, if I write bauxite Al2O3 dot 2H2O, then I subject this powdered ore into your calcination, means simply heating in presence of limited air. Okay, so I will get its oxide, that is Al2O3. This is called alumina plus 2H2O. Okay, so this is your bauxite. When subjected to calcination heating in presence of limited air, then we will get Al2O3 alumina as its oxide. Okay, next if I consider limonite, Fe2O3 dot 3 water. This is limonite. If I heat it, okay, heat it, then it will give you Fe2O3 iron oxide plus 3H2O. Okay, similarly if I heat limestone calcium carbonate CaCO3 on heating, this is called limestone. On heating it will give you calcium oxide plus CO2. Okay, next you can consider calamine zinc carbonate, calamine ZnCO3 calamine. If you heat it, then it will give you zinc oxide plus CO2, liberation of carbon dioxide is there. Okay, so this is called your leaching. Next, that is roasting. Next, to get your metal oxide, that procedure is called roasting. That is called your roasting. Just like calcination, roasting means heating ore in presence of sufficient air. Heating ore in presence of sufficient air to convert the ore into its metal oxide. Okay, into its metal oxide. And you know, in this process, since you are heating at high temperature or in presence of sufficient amount of oxygen, then what happens, the non-metals can be converted into their oxides and all the volatile impurities also driven away, okay, through these processes. So for example, sulfur S8, it can combine with oxygen and liberated as SO2. Okay, SO2, 8SO2, here 8. Okay, so likewise phosphorus P4 plus O2 get converted into your P4O10 phosphorus pentoxide, P4O10. Okay, 5 over here. Similarly arsenic plus O2, AS2O3, arsenous oxide, AS2O3, 2, 3. Okay, so they can be removed from the powdered ore. Okay, so sulfide ores are generally converted into metallic oxides through this roasting process. How? If you consider zinc, ZnS zinc blend, okay, in presence of sufficient amount of oxygen, it can be converted into ZnO zinc oxide plus SO2. Okay, likewise PbS galena, 2 zinc, 2 Zn O, 2 Zn, 2 O2, 2 SO2, so that will be 2 ZnS plus 3 O2, you can say 2 ZnS 3 O2. Okay, 2 Zn to 6, 2 4 2 6. Okay, so these are the methods through which you can get their metallic oxides. This is called calcination. Okay, so now then the final step, that is your reduction of metal oxide into metal. So for the reduction of metal oxide, you need some reducing agent like carbon monoxide, carbon reduction process. Okay, you have to follow all these things. So the next is reduction of metal oxides into its metal. Reduction of the last step, that is reduction of metal oxide into metal. Okay, that can be done by reduction. Okay, so that is called smelting process. Smelting means you have to consider its metal oxide. Okay, let's say PbO, lead oxide you have got. Okay, so you have to treat this lead oxide with very good reducing agent coke, that is carbon. So carbon combines with oxygen, removal of oxygen, that is called reduction. So it will give you Pb plus Cu. Okay, heating at high temperature, that is smelting. Okay, next if you consider CuO, cuprous oxide, cupric oxide, CuO plus 3H2 giving Cu, carbon monoxide, as your reducing agent, then it will give you Cu plus CO2. Okay, so this process, that is the reduction of metal oxide by using suitable reducing agent by heating it high temperature is called roasting. Okay, so this is called roasting. Okay, now the final step, the metal you are getting over here, that also contains 3 to 4% impurities. So you have to separate it again through, that is called purification of metal. Right now you have got the metal, corresponding metals from their corresponding oxides by heating with suitable reagent, suitable reducing agent. That process is called smelting, and here this process is called your pyrometallurgy. Okay, this process is called pyrometallurgy. This process is called pyrometallurgy. Okay, so the final step, that is your refining of metal. Still the metal atom, the metal contains 3 to 4% your impurities. So in order to get the purest form of metal, so what you have to do, that is your refining of metal. Okay, that is called refining, or you can say electrolytic refining through this electrolytic process, electrolytic refining. Okay, so in this process what you will do, again, if your ore contains some basic oxides, okay, basic oxides like CaO, calcium oxide, basic oxide, then you have to add over SiO2 there, silica you have to add. This silica, this is your acidic flux. Okay, so this one is your basic oxide. If basic oxide is present as your impurity, then you treat it with silica, then it will remove as CaSiO3. This is called slag. Okay, this is called slag. Okay, so now that is electrolytic refining. As your ore followed by metal oxide get reduced to metal, still contains some 3 to 4 impurities that can be purified through this electrolytic refining. You have to melted it, okay, convert it into liquid, then followed by electrolysis you can get purest metal. Okay, how? For example, if you consider sodium chloride, I need pure sodium metal, then I have to do electrolysis. Okay, so in electrolysis I have to consider this molten sodium chloride. Molten sodium chloride is a good conductor of electricity, so it will be converted into Na plus Cl minus. Okay, so at cathode that will be reduction, at anode that will be oxidation. So what will happen at cathode, I am saying that will be Na plus gains 1 electron, get converted into sodium metal, you will get pure sodium at cathode. Okay, and at anode there will be liberation of a Cl2 gas, 2Cl minus will be Cl2 gas plus 2 electron, that is oxidation, and this one is your reduction. You might have gone through in your electrolysis, that is in your chapter electrochemistry. Okay, so through these processes you can extract your metal from its contaminated ore. Okay, so first you have to do mining, then you do concentration through different methods, then you have to convert it into metal oxide. Okay, then you have to do its reduction, and finally refining of metal. So it can be very shortly we can represent the general methodology for the extraction of metal, that can be represented like this. Okay, so first that is here you just collect, that is mineral. First you collect mineral, next through mining and crushing and grinding, that is overally known as your pulverization. You are getting here powdered ore. Okay, then this powdered ore is subjected to concentration by either methods I have just discussed. Concentration. Okay, then conversion of ore into metal oxide. Next, that is reduction of metal oxide into metal, that is impure metal, little bit of impure metal. Okay, then finally refining of metal. So this is the general steps you have to follow for the extraction of metal. Okay, this is all about your metallurgy. Okay, hope you understand. Thank you for your kind attention. Okay, bye bye.